Alright, so we're just gonna go pick up the ring for my family friend. I was just helping her set a stones. Let's go now. Typhoon Signal 3, but we're gonna go to the jeweler's workshop, pick up this ring for my family friend. The story behind this ring is he asked me to check what the stone was originally, so it was set with the pink stone. Unfortunately, it was passed down from her late mother, and turns out that the stone is it's a pink sapphire, but it's synthetic, so it's a man-made sapphire, so it's not a genuine stone. So she was quite upset about that. She's a good family friend of mine. I kind of almost treat her like a grandma, so I hooked her up. She bought this Aquamarine, so I brought it to the workshop, so we're just gonna pick it up from the stone center right now. But man, it's raining super hard right now, so we're out on the streets every day walking in 100-degree weather or in Typhoon Signal 3, so let's go. Oh, careful. It's flooded over there, but we're out here hustling rain or shine. Around, we're at the intersection of Hawkview Street and Manlock Street. So historically, you know, maybe around the 70s or before, a lot of the jewelry workshops were here in Hong Kong. And then after, you know, China opened up, all factories moved up to mainland China, but the offices for the factories are still here. And then also because Hong Kong is tax-free, all the major diamond dealers around the world have an office set up here. So every single day, there's millions of dollars worth of transactions that are happening all in this area. Unlike the New York Diamond District, where they have many retailers on the storefront, everything here is hidden upstairs, so you can take a look around. It just looks normal, like factory or industrial buildings, but everything here is all the jewelry, all the gemstones, pearls that you can ever imagine. Billions of US dollars worth of gems and jewelry right in this 1 square kilometer area right here, this intersection. Man, it's raining really hard, but it's you gotta know the secret password to these places. So. Oh, it's open. Aquamarine ring. Alright, looks good. Alright, so we got the ring and that's it. Head back to the office. So this building, also full of jewelry workshop and jewelry offices. This one here, this one here. This expensive one, Peninsula Square, is all full of diamond dealers and jewelry manufacturers, offices, and wholesalers also. So we're gonna head back to the office right now. Just one small item, but I'm gonna teach you how to check whether or not the ring is made properly or not. We need to film me pouring the water out of my shoes because literally it's like a cup of water right now. Unpopular opinion, but if it's typhooning, I'd rather just be signal 8 or higher so everyone can just stay home. Instead of this, it's just like, just come hard AF so everyone can stay at home and then we don't have to come to work. So we're back in the office after being completely soaked. So we've got the Aquamarine ring that I picked up from my family friend. Just a small favor, just reset the stone because they're quite upset to find out their original pink sapphire was synthetic. So it's Han's 5th day working here. How do you like working here so far?
It's an adventure each day. We do things different each day, and I'm learning each day too, so it's a good experience.
Okay, very good. So have a seat here.
Alright.
So we have our Gem Oro portable scale. So it was a little bit of a lesson on how to do this. So turn on the scale. This is not as accurate as the legal for trade scale, but we're probably gonna pick one up at the end of the month. So right now there's different modes for it. So it's on grams, so you press mode. Oh, sorry, that wasn't on grams. I don't know what is GM, but this is grams. G. This is carat weight. This is troy ounce. So it's different from you know, the food ounce. And then we got penny weights. So we set it back onto gram.
And then every time you put something like this on it, maybe you have some smaller stones, you can see that it picks up the weight on it as well. So you have to click tear to make it 0, so that whatever you put on it, you know, it doesn't count the weight of the little scraper bucket thing or whatever the hell you call it. Alright, so we have this ring here. So this C4, the workshop jeweler, you know, I've known him for many years. Many of my friends use him as well. I trust him a lot, but you owe it to yourself and the client just to do some due diligence, you know, protect yourself and also make sure everything's set properly. So the first thing we gotta do is we're gonna take our loop. It's 10x magnification. This one's Zeiss, super crisp and clear. Stick it against your face, both eyes open, okay? So you don't want to move this to focus it. You want to put this over your eye so it's covering everything. We'll do a micro shot to show you. So I'm just taking a look at the stone, make sure there's no damage done to the stone, either from the torch or during the setting process. And then right now I'm just looking under each prong to make sure that it's set properly. So how you check if it's set properly is that each prong is touching each face of the stone. So we have the top portion, which is the crown, and it's divided by, and then we have the bottom portion, which is the pavilion, which is the V, like the point, and the crown and the pavilion is divided by the waist of the stone, which is the girdle. We call it the girdle. Some basic information for you here. So the stone, let me just check the stone weight. I think it's like 9.6, yeah, it's 9.6 carats. So how we check to make sure that, you know, jeweler didn't take extra gold away or we didn't get scammed. You know, obviously you want to make sure it's the original stone, so there's identifying inclusions in the stone. So sometimes people say flaws aren't great, but if it's a little bit of a flaw, they'll help you identify that it's the exact same stone. It's kind of like fingerprints or like a mole on a person. You can identify that it's the same stone. That's one way to check visually, but we want something more concrete, so we're going to check by weight. So a carat is 1/5 of a gram. 5 carats equals 1 gram, so we're just going to weigh this ring to make sure that everything's normal, we didn't get scammed or anything like that, or there isn't too much discrepancy in the gold. So what you're going to do is the stone weight is 9.6 carats times 0.5 of a gram. So the gram weight is 1.92 grams worth of aquamarine minus 6.708. So it comes out to 4.788 grams compared to before I brought it to the workshop. It's 4.848. So minus 4.848. So technically it's 0.06 of a gram lighter. But usually when you're polishing a little, you lose a little bit of gold. But actually, I think the real problem is that there's probably a little bit of dirt and grime on the mounting before we brought it to the workshop. You know, after they set it, they're gonna clean it and everything. So the discrepancy isn't too huge of a problem to worry about. You know, if you start losing like 1/2 gram of gold or a gram of gold, like right now, 18 karat gold is like maybe like $40 something US per gram, then you start losing a lot of money, right? But if it's like a, you know, 0.06, probably some of the dirt that the jeweler cleaned off before we brought it to the workshop to set. So, you know, if you do have an ultrasonic cleaner in the jewelry shop at home or in the office, it is good to, you know, maybe clean it up. This is just a favor I did for my friend, so, and also it's an example for you to see how you can check if everything's set properly, if you lost too much gold, or if it's still the same stone before and after you brought it to the workshop. So that's a simple way that you can check. And that's it. That's how to make sure you don't get royally ripped off when you're taking a stone to the workshop to set. A simple job like that. And one more thing, you know, the workshop's just across the street. You know, it's a Aquamarine. It's a very small value. We do what's called conveyances in the trade. So there's a lot of traveling salesmen. You know, they travel with a lot of goods and insurance, so we don't really do that here. You know, if it's something small like that, we can walk around with it. But you know, anything huge value, unless you want a big target on your forehead, we ship everything in and out with armored carriers. So there you have it. So one thing you gotta do, aside from due diligence, is you have to make sure the scale, even though it is portable and not as accurate as legal for trade scale, that it's still calibrated properly. Because this thing is good when you go on business trips or buying trips overseas. Because obviously, if you go to like places like I don't know, Africa, Burma, Thailand, you're not gonna bring, you know, a desktop scale to bring with you, right? So this is to help you, you know, estimate rough gems or cut gems, or if you're buying parcels and whatnot. So parcels just means like a bunch of small parcel paper of small gems together. So what we're gonna do first is we are going to hold this so that the calibration mode is on. Press that one more time. It's gonna blink a few times. Supposed to be 20 grams. This is a 20 gram weight. Put that on there. Just leave it on for a few seconds. Pass. So make sure that it's calibrated properly every time. So when you take it out, it's exactly 20 grams. Alright, so remember 1 carat equals a fifth of a gram. So 20 grams is 5. Yeah, it's supposed to be 100 grams. So it's 100 grams. Fifth of a gram, so times 5. Alright.